Hi everyone, it's Jessica, the Sporty Stitcher, back for my October update. It's going to be an interesting video, so you better get your stitching ready and hold on. I tried to figure out an orderly way of doing this video, and I've done this intro about 5 times, and it's just not working, either making a list or doing the intro. So here it is. Let's get started at 30 seconds in. So I'm going to be splitting up this video into somewhat organized order of what I worked on before the retreat I went to in Minnesota and while I was in Minnesota. And it's going to be kind of other confusing because I've worked on things both before and after. That's why I got confused. So, again, let's just jump in right in. The first thing I've worked on this month was the table runner from Blackberry Lane Designs. And I worked on this at the State Line Stitchers Stitch-In Day. And what I got done is I did more of these straight stitches for the border, and I did the end and earth. Probably would have gotten the O done, but I had did the one leg on the end and also started to do the O with that other leg. So I needed to frog that. Like with everything, if once you're there talking and having fun, frogging does happen. Part of my month, I have joined the Cross Stitch and ATC card group on Facebook. So I stitched my card. And I will insert a picture of that right now. And as you can see, it was some Doreen Jones Halloween objects. I admit for my first card it wasn't very much. I would have liked to add more, so I'll be adding more in November for the theme is food. So I'll be adding a lot of food objects. Let's just say I'll try to make the card more than just 3 little things. So that was my card as you've seen. Again, I'm jumbled, I'm confused. I guess retreats do that to you. So I did receive my card. I got my card from Adele, and I didn't know if I should have shown this on my last video, but my card ended up on a Flosstube video, and it was even the little the preview picture. So as I was flipping through on my Roku, I was like, that's my card. So now Adele can sit here and look, that is my card. So she stitched a Nightmare Before Christmas card. And very well done. It made me almost want to watch a movie. Then she did a nice inside too. And then with the card, I got 2 pieces, or 2 flosses. I got both weeks die works. This one is Jack-o'-lantern. And autumn leaves. So those will go nice. Thank you, Adele. Okay. Again, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. The next thing I worked on before the retreat and after the retreat was the Janelin Spring Sampler. And I think this will be the theme of this sampler, or this large thing, is, and like my pillow and probably a lot of things. I stopped because I was getting mad at it and hated it, but now I have picked it back up and I have fallen in love with it again. And I am right here. I am working on the little Shirley Temple there. kind of glad she's not done yet, because she kind of looks like, when the pattern makes it look like without the back stitching, she'll look like one of those, that one faceless thing from Doctor Who where they got sucked into televisions. So I will hurry up and do the back stitching on that, because she'll be very creepy without her face. But here she is. Nothing like making a goal, partially meeting your goal for something in August that in November. But every thread will count. I guess that leads us into the retreat. Again, I'm jumbled. I had a really great time in Minnesota at the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. Even though I am shy and barely talk to people, I did have a great time. And all of you who are watching this video from there, thank you. And even though it didn't seem like I was a personable person enjoying myself, even just listening to your different tables, it made my October. So, the fun thing that I thought I would show is everybody talks about what they got at retreat and what they worked on at the retreat. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to show you all of the things that I brought to retreat. Because I joked with everyone that since I drove, I brought way too much stuff, and they just, yeah, I brought way too much stuff. No. And in this 31 bag, plus this is your 31 bag plug, there is way too much stuff that a normal sane person can stitch in 2 days. So I thought it'd be fun to show you all that I have crammed into this bag that I thought I was going to be stitching. So first off, a handy thing, I brought all of my floss boxes. I brought fabric for new starts. Again, I joked with everyone that I brought way too much stuff, and people laughed. I did. I brought my 12 Days of Christmas ornaments that I haven't worked on since January. I brought this bag of Lizzie cakes. One for every month of the year. Again, 2 days. Who's going to stitch all this? But I was nervous and excited, and I didn't want to forget anything. But that's not all. Of course, I brought the table runner. That pattern fit inside here. The table runner obviously didn't. And of course, my $1.25, which I will be getting to in a bit. I brought part of what I'm going to do for my November card. Again, you all thought I was silly that I brought too much stuff. And then, just to add into the weirdness of why did you bring that, I brought this little freebie from a magazine. And I even brought this little freebie from a magazine. And then I got embarrassed when I noticed that it was on the freebie table in the freebie room. But oh well. So obviously I did not stitch all of those things. If I did, I'd be a superwoman. So the 3 things that I mainly worked on. The one thing that I worked on when I was tired and my eyes were tired was the Joan Elliott Halloween. You think I'd be done with it by now, but I'm not. So I got most of the green in and finished the cat. So hopefully I'll be done with it by next Halloween or a Halloween in the future. We say that about all projects. And the other thing that I worked on a lot was the $1.25 bell pull. And this was a hit at retreat. Everyone enjoyed coming up and looking at it. And I got to finish the 2 flowers here. And I promised myself I was going to be prepared to tell you what kind of stitches they are. And I'm so excited because I only have one more page of the first part to go, and then I'll be on to part 2. Well, the neat thing about these stitches is when you look at the pattern, again, I'm not big on, I'm going to show you the pattern because you're not going to see much. When you look at it like this, it just looks like a blob. And you're thinking, well, not much is going to come out of that. And this is what you end up getting. I mean, you can see the detail of each petal. I mean, there are parts in here of the dark pink that you only get one little stitch, and then you sit there and go, why is that there? But it really adds detail. So those are diamond scotch stitches that I did. So these flowers here include upright crosses, cross stitches, and diamond scotch stitches. So I'm very excited about this. And my needle minder was a hit too. My little hipster cat. And I worked on the retreat project as well. It's not done yet. I know. I'm sorry. And I even don't even have the legs on my dancing pumpkins yet. Sorry, Rachel. I'll get it done soon. I say hopefully. Okay. Where are we in this jumbled mess? I guess I will talk now about the retreat project. That was one of the FFOs that I finished in October. And it looks like this. And that is the autumn typography kit from Pine Mountain Designs. I did a little updating, of course, because everybody has to update patterns. And the main thing I updated was the football. This was supposed to be in blue, and no respective Packer person could have a blue football, so it has to be in Packer green. And I finished it into a flat fold, thanks to Vanna Pfeiffer and her tutorials. Everybody knows about her tutorials, and if you don't, like if you live under a rock, go check them out. And what I got in return was this little pillow, and it says, "Take time for yourself." And I found it very appropriate for all of the life things that happened in October. So I took time for myself. By taking time for myself, I went geocaching on the way home. And I ended up getting a phone call that life happened again. So I sat there and I said, is it going to be serious that I need to come home real early? And the answer was no. So I took time for myself and I geocached all the way home. But I did not get all of the 51 geocaches that I had planned. Again, I brought way too much stuff for the retreat, and I planned way too many geocaches to find. So a couple other things that we got free we got is the door prize and our little goodie bag. I know a lot of others, more popular floss tubers, have shown the majority of the common things, like our cool little name tags and our Made by Mom and Joan bag. But there were a few things that were unique to each bag, so I will show that now. My needle minder I got was the Mysteries of Halloween, with a little crabby witch telling off an owl and a cat looking on, of going, what's going on with this argument? And I know it's going to be very hard to see, but the owl is even rolling his eyes at her. So that is nice. And then we got the door prize. It first came with these very nice pumpkin scissors. So now that has increased my fancy scissors collection to 2. The other one coming from the common scissors we got. And then I also got this very coveted, very popular needle minder. There is a story to this, but I'll be nice. And it is a little black cat. Kind of hard to see on his little black fabric there, or black paper. But there he is. And he will be very treasured on my projects. So with getting the door prizes and the thank you gift for coming, they also had a freebie table. And of course, you cannot pass up a freebie table. So I got a few things. First, I ended up getting this this plastic Ada. I thought it would be neat to do some of the cards with it, because it looks like it would be able to adhere to paper a lot easier than regular Ada or linen. So I'm going to give that a try. If not, it was free. I enjoy doing bookmarks for people. I mean, if you have over 200 and some bookmarks, probably more than 200, you enjoy stitching bookmarks as well. So that is Mark That Spot from Cross My Heart Incorporated. So these will be used nicely. And what I like about on the back is they show the same ones but on different types of fabric. So they look like even different bookmarks, but they're all the same. I got this Feed the Birds from the Needle Love Company, and also Bird Watcher. My mom is a avid bird watcher and has a lot of bird feeders, so I thought this would be nice for her. And who can't pass up free. And I hemmed and hawed at this one. I always joke with people that whenever I die and my whips are all complete, I will have a Four Seasons room, which will not be a normal Midwestern Four Seasons room where you can sit out, but it will be a whole bunch of walls covered with winter, spring, fall, and summer. So I ended up getting this kit from Alyssa Williams called The Ever-Changing Seasons. I thought that was very nice. What I was thinking of doing when I was looking at it is it would be nice to actually frame each one individually and then to put out one in each season. And each little season has a different saying. Winter longs to linger in the chill of the afternoon. Little buds insists spring is coming soon. Hollyhocks and daffodils sing a summer song, and the earth becomes a colored quilt when autumn comes along. And I also got this cute little Bent Creek pattern called Snowman. Some assembly required. I thought that would be very neat with Petite Treasure braid, done with Petite Treasure braid. So I guess now on to our trip to Stitchville. First off, one thing I do have to mention is you guys have some fans out there. As I am a senior center activity coordinator, I look out for and a fellow shy person, I look out for the quiet seniors and, kind of gravitate towards them sometimes. And there were two little old ladies in the shop. And I ended up being taken to the shop by the hipster stitcher, Rachel Danowitz, and we ended up going at the same time as Yvonne and Michelle Bendy Stitches and McKenna, and Farm Girl was there, and there were these two little old ladies. I don't know if they were from the stitching group that was meeting in the back or if they just happened to pop in. But they were your shyest little fans. They were standing near the corner with themselves going, "Did you see that? Look, they're there. What are they doing here? Oh my gosh. Well, that one lives in Minnesota. She might come to the shop. But what in the world are those two doing here?" So before I was able to grab them and introduce them to some people, they had left. So if those two little cute ladies are watching me, hello. So I guess I'll now show what I got. What I ended up doing, and I had planned on doing for this retreat, is like other people, I saved up my coins in a piggy bank. And both of my piggy banks were full, so I said whatever I get will be what I get. And sort of had a plan on going with that budget. And then I got disappointed when I found out it was only $56. So I sort of was going to stick to the budget. So I looked around, looked at the various different things. I was told that Stitchville was going to be the hub for Desson's DHC, if anybody was. And I asked if there was any Desson's DHC patterns, and the lady said there wasn't. So nothing is really catching my eye. But I've been, while everybody shows their As a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor, I think that's nice. But I always told myself that if I ever did a Rosewood Manor, it would be the alphabet sampler. And I got it. And it was actually in the back with the clearance. So I guess it was meant to go home with me. So, like, I don't have any other big projects. Here will be this project. And I plan to do it like this, all in one. And when it is done, if it ever gets done, it'll get done, yeah. It will be 290 wide by 690 tall. So by the yarn tree calculator, it will be 15 inches wide and I think 650 inches long. It's going to be a big one. So this will be forever in my life project. And I ended up picking up some floss for that. I was looking at all the various different flosses, and they did have a very nice floss display at Stitchville. And looking at all the different various colors, and all of a sudden this one called to me. It's not going to show up on camera because I've tried to take different pictures of it before, and it just looks like a brown blob like that. But it is Wildflowers Ruby, and in honor of our Midwest Cross Stitches retreat in Minnesota, it is a whole bunch of dark purples and very dark reds. So to show the love, to show Minnesota with Viking colors, and to show the love that everyone had there, I will be doing this project in Ruby when I never get it done. Oh, I'll get it done. Again, I would like to thank everyone that was at the retreat. The shy girl had a great time. And I got to meet, vicariously of being shy, a lot of great people. And this month was a jumbled mess, as you can tell. So I guess I will be back in November or December with my November update. That confuses me. That we filmed the video at the beginning of, I don't know. I can get rambly about that. It confuses me with business board meetings, and it confuses me with these videos. So I will recap my November in December. And until I see you guys then, go Pack Go!